Don't hit that curve. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the vlog. Today we're going to be installing PBM knuckles on my buddy's C6 Corvette.
Alright, so they're powered by Max knuckles. They've taken a GM part, they've modified it. They're saying you can get around 70 degrees of angle with the proper setup, and they only cost around 500 bucks.
Not bad. We'll put a link in the description down below where you guys could purchase them, and other than that, it should be pretty simple install. Just gonna transfer hub and bearing, the brakes on both the lower control arm and upper control arm, and then you said we're gonna have to do some modification to the wheels, right? Put some spacers on it.
You gotta run spacers.
Yeah, so it should be pretty easy. We're actually gonna take it a step farther for you guys. What we're gonna do is we're gonna measure the stock knuckle angle, and then we're gonna compare it to the modified knuckles by Power by Max. The measurements that we're gonna do today are gonna be ballpark numbers, so they're not gonna be final numbers because you can change the angle and accrement on the suspension by the geometry of the wheel alignment. So we're just gonna do a simple toe adjustment to 0 toe, and we're just gonna see how much angle we gain from these knuckles. All right, so we're gonna check the toe, and we're gonna set the toe to 0, or at least as close as we can. That way it's gonna give us the most accurate reading of what the stock knuckles give as far as the angle. So when I set up these toe plates and I do the measurement, I'm already at 72 3/8 on the front and 72 3/8 in the back, which means the wheels are exactly straight, which gives us 0 toe. So you got your 0 line, wheel turn all the way to the right, and then wheel turn all the way to the left. Using a protractor, I measured the angle, and I came up with 32 degrees in and 32 degrees out. And on the other side, 32 degrees out, 31 degrees in. There's obviously a little bit of tolerance here because the alignment might not be perfect. So after measuring the factory knuckles, we measured 32 degrees of angle, both in and out. So that's pretty good for a factory car. However, for drifting, you definitely need more than that. So we're shooting for at least 50. Power by Max says that you can get up to 70 degrees with maximum adjustment, which I would assume is their control arms and some different settings in the alignment. So we're gonna put the knuckles in right now and hope we get at least 50 degrees out of it. All right, so here's how it's gonna go down the knuckle. We're gonna disconnect the tie rod. We're gonna disconnect the nut on the upper control arm and a nut on the lower control arm. Once we do that, the caliper is going to come off as well. 2 bolts in the back right here, and we'll be able to pull off the entire knuckle. Once we have that off, we'll transfer the hub and bearing, the sensor, and put the new knuckle on. So we ran into a problem with one of these bolts because of the damn Loctite that Chevy uses on these. It actually locked up on us, so we ended up throwing the bolt back in, throwing some good old WD-40 on it, and threading it back, and I think we're all good.
Hopefully I don't strip it.
So we got the knuckles on, and since we moved the pickup point of the tie rod, the alignment went way out of whack. This is with the steering wheel straight right now, and the toe is like super positive in. We're gonna bring the car back down, we're gonna do the alignment with the toe plates, get it back down to 0, and we're gonna measure the new angle that we got with the new modified knuckles. So with these PBM knuckles, they require you to change your wheels to do different specs, so we're gonna let Dallas over here explain that to us real quick.
Okay, so with the idea of more angle, you need to pull the wheel away from the car. PBM is recommending an 18.9.5/40. I don't have an 18.9.5/40 on hand. What I do have is 18.8.5/35. That's going to bring us about 20 millimeters further out than stock, because the stock wheel is like an 18.9.5/56. So the idea is you want to come out, you get more angle. They also recommend a use of a 1.25-inch spacer. So we're gonna have some poke, but you know, it's a drift car, you gotta deal with it until I can find something else.
While I got Dallas over here mounting his new wheels, I'm gonna do a little bit more explaining why the factory wheels will no longer work on these knuckles. So just swing the steering wheel around. We got the wheel already hitting the control arm on the inside, and on this side, if you add a little bit more swing, it's gonna hit the sway bar. So that is why we're gonna offset the wheel a lot more to give it more clearance for that maximum angle. All right, now that I got the wheels on and the spacers on, we can definitely see a lot more clearance happening. No longer near the sway bar and the control arm. However, now we are stopping on the actual caliper itself, hitting the control arm. But once we put the load back on the car, I'm sure it's gonna have some more clearance. Definitely seeing a lot more angle already than the factory 32 degrees that we originally measured. All right, we're gonna repeat the process. We're gonna zero out the toe with the spacers. We're gonna measure out the angle and hit you guys back with the results, so stay tuned. All right, so we measured out the angle with these new knuckles, and keep in mind, guys, that this is just a ballpark number since we didn't really align the car on alignment machine. So here's the numbers. We ended up with 47 degrees facing out and 45 degrees facing in on the right side. On the left side, 45 degrees facing in and 47 degrees facing out. What that means is we went from 32 to 47 degrees, so we gained 15 degrees of angle. That's pretty good. Not too bad at all.
Yeah.
You ready to drift it?
Oh yeah.
Let's do it. Peer pressure.
I don't know.
you guys like the content. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos. Comment down below with any questions, and don't forget to hit that like button. Next week we're going to be installing Hydro e-brake on the Corvette, so stay tuned for that. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.